And this will be doing Duke from Buffalo to Wake Forest. Wake Forest, separate little bits between Duke north to Tangley, and then Rice from Wake Forest to Kirby. Wake Forest from University North will be putting in new water line too. There's old pre-1939 cast iron there that we've had to make a lot of repairs on over the years, so we're going to replace that water line at the same time. We'll be replacing all driveways and all aprons and doing some sidewalk repair in the area while we're there. I'm not going to try to say that this is going to be an easy job and it's going to go smooth and you won't even notice we're there, because that is not the case. This is a rough job, narrow streets, and because Duke has a sanitary force main on one side of the street and a gravity line on the other side under the street, we have to put a 60-inch round, a 5-foot round pipe right down the middle of the road. And our priority on Duke is to make sure that there is access for emergency vehicles at all times. There'll be temporary driveways. All driveways were bid with temporary driveways, so you will be out at times when we pour the road and the apron. You will be out, but we will have temporary drives every day. We will have access to all homes for emergency vehicles at all times. It will be a slow process. This is a 2-year project. Not the whole area won't be affected for the whole 2 years, but yeah, it's going to be slow going. It's going to be noisy during the day with the equipment and breaking concrete and digging and laying pipe. But it's a great project. It's going to relieve a whole lot of issues or the rest of the issues on the east side of town. After we did Buffalo and then we did University, now we're tying into those big lines with big lines on Duke and Wake Forest, and we're doing some slip lining of the pipe on University, on Rice. This is a very good project, and you'll see benefits when it's done. Like I say, it'll be a long process. It'll be drawn out. We're going to try to make it as painless as we can. There's going to be some pain involved in this job, but like I say, with the temporary driveways bid in for the whole project, and with the contractor that we're using, who's worked in town for 2 years now and done a fantastic job. There'll be things like irrigation will get broken. We know it's broken. We will get out there and fix it. We try to knock on doors, after we put stuff back together to have everybody check their irrigation. But, when we go by your place, if you turn on irrigation, you see something's not working properly, please let us know, because the contractor will get out there. They're very good at that. In the back, we have TB Construction. They're the contractors out here. We have Jesus Romero, who is the project manager. He's got cards on the back table. And over here on this side, we have the city's project manager, Eddie Barreto, and he's got cards back there too. Oh, by the way, I'm being a camera in the public works director. We have HD Engineering here to answer any questions that you have. And after that little bit, I'm open the floor to questions.
Can you see a schedule?
We got the schedule worked out yet? We know the notice to proceed is for May 13th, so they'll be mobilizing May 13th, and
we're gonna start mobilizing, engaging each other on the 16th and break ground.
Where are you starting to break ground?
We're gonna start in Duke Street,
Where?
Buffalo. So we're going to start doing taking materials on the 16th and actually start breaking ground on the 20th.
How long are you going to have to do for that?
It's gonna be a few months. I can't give an exact time now because of weather, but maybe around 5 months, I'm guessing.
Are you the people that run the university?
No.
You fired that person? Because the people that run the university, I live on this, I was paying walk to work equipment, trash, equipment, they just have to put the street them together. We don't have to go through that in the street. My name is Bill.
All right, so
And yes, I am.
well, I haven't started the job yet, so don't be upset at me yet.
Yeah, they're gonna have to store their pipe as they go. They're not gonna bring in one piece of pipe at a time as they're laying it. There are no areas for storage in town. There is no open spot for us for them to use as a laydown yard. So, yes, stuff will be open, one lane will be open at a time. Anything that'll be stored will be stored on one side of the street or the other, so the other side will be open.
Temporary access to driveways.
Well, when we're cutting through and we end up having to take out your apron to do the work we're doing, we'll put stone in there and rock and make sure you can get in and use your driveway until it's time to actually dig it, base it, and form it for the concrete to put it back. We're using high early, so
So pretty much.
Let me tell you a little bit about the us as a contractor. So a lot of contractors, they use a lot of third parties, like trucks and other equipment. We don't do any of that stuff. We have everything in-house. We have our own equipment, our own 18-wheelers, our own concrete plant. So we don't really have those type of issues that most contractors have. We work pretty fast, and they have experienced that here in the city before. the city wants us to do the driveways and paving areas in about 7-day breaks. That means we pour, and we open up in 7 days. But I'm planning on doing a higher early string. So if I can do it in 3 days, maybe even 2 days, that's what I'll do. But I cannot promise you it'll be 2 to 3 days.
It's not like it'll be months, they won't be able to.
No, it won't be months. The only time you won't be able to use the driveway is when I have form on it. When I have rebar on it, I'm gonna tell you, hey, you won't have a driveway for 1 day or 2 days. I'll pour it in the other day, and then you'll be able to drive. Hopefully, the following day, if I have higher early string concrete. But I'll always be communicating with you guys. I have business cards with my phone number on it, so you guys can text me and call me at any time. And I understand the frustration.
So even if we can get in and out, there's a pipe in the middle of two, right?
Yes.
So just about be able to use it.
Well, the pipe will be laid before they come back and put the concrete.
Yes, and the pipe will be covered with metal plates, so you guys will still be able to drive on top of it. You guys won't have an issue. I have flaggers out there to communicate with you guys. I'm gonna try to make it as easy as I can for the both of us and for the city. I've done plenty of streets next door neighbors, Bel Air, and we have worked with them the same way. So I'm planning to at least keep you guys happy and satisfied. I'm gonna try to communicate and lock doors with all of you guys and talk one-on-one and see what we can help you guys out with.
We were told for university, they were going to do it street by street. There's no way to get it street by street. They just blocked off half of university from Buffalo up halfway and then halfway again when they did that. It was not a smaller chunk.
This is, because Duke is a little different than university, we'll be doing a block at a time, because while they're working, they won't be able to get, between Buffalo and Vanderbilt. So we're not gonna go from Buffalo all the way up to Brompton and close them both off. At night we'll have it open for traffic, but during the day with hauling away material, hauling in material, the equipment running right down the middle of the road, one block will be closed at a time. Now, university was, the way that was constructed and bid, that was, they call 3,500 PSI concrete, which takes about a week to pour. And that contractor did the roadway, then came back and did the aprons. TB is planning on using what they call 5,000 pound or 5,000 PSI concrete, which is called a high early. It can cure in 24 hours. And they're planning on pouring the lane of traffic and the aprons at the same time. So instead of having to pour the road, then come back and do the aprons, they're doing it at one time so you have quicker access to your driveways. And so that's how they bid it, and that's how they plan on constructing it.
Could you just explain going one block at a time, what's that mean? What's happening on that block? And then when we're gone from that block, what does that block look like?
Well,
Alright, so pretty much we're gonna start by demoing, removing all the old paving, and start doing all the underground work. Just not build the storm and everything that we need to do. If the street has to do water, sanitary, we'll go ahead and do that. After that, we go in and put stabilized sand on top of the pipe, and then we cure that dirt with lime. It's pretty much, it makes a reaction. We go back, form the same area, we form it, we put rebar on it, and then we pour it.
All within one block before you go to the next?
Yes, so I have to finish one block, I have to finish one whole side of Duke before I transfer to the next side of Duke. So once I finish one side of Duke, you have new paving, and you guys will be able to drive on that side, then I'll move to the old side and start all over again.
But what I'm asking is the block from Buffalo Speedway to Vanderbilt, one block. That's gonna be all messed up on one side, and when you're done with that block, it's all gonna be put back together with paving.
the one
That's
side,
correct.
the one
Before you
side.
go from Vanderbilt to Belmont, doing the same thing.
Yeah, pretty much have to finish Duke both sides, pretty much like a 95% before I move to
So
any other
you're
street.
not leaving one block a big mess.
No,
While you start working on the next block.
that's correct. I have to finish one street and before I move to a different street.
And remember, one side where we're gonna start the underground is gonna take over, but the other side, they don't have no underground, so it's gonna be faster than the underground.
Let me make sure I understand. What you're saying is you're gonna come into the first block, you're gonna tear up half of it, you're gonna finish it or fix it, then you're gonna tear up the other side.
No, they're gonna keep moving east
Okay,
until they get everything done, and then they'll come back and do the other side.
so you're gonna
The
tear
north
it
side.
twice.
Yes, one lane and the other lane.
But the second time, there's no underground, it's just pull out the old concrete, base it, form it, and pour it.
When you're doing the side that's taking the longest time, you're gonna do that one block at a time. In other words, you're gonna tear up this block, put it back in before you tear up the next one.
So pretty much it's gonna be one side, I'm gonna move 800 feet, work on 800 feet, and then keep working 800 feet until I get to the end of the road.
So he's gonna tear up all the 200 inside.
Well, that's what I'm trying to understand.
That's, yeah, I think that's the miscommunication.
I think I probably should do the presentation because a lot of these questions you have, we cover in my presentation. So let me do the presentation first, and then we'll hold off for questions at the end of the presentation because a lot of those questions you just all talked about is going to be mentioned in my presentation. So, all right. Good evening. Thank you for attending the public meeting for the East Side Street Drainage Project. My name is Nak Lee. I'm the design engineer for this project. With me on the design team is John Peterson. He's our senior project manager with HDR. And we also have Ramya Kumar. She's over there. She's our project engineer. So to make a project overview of the East Side project, which is the package 2. We're going to talk about the proposed storm sewer system. What you'll see, some photos I'm going to show you what we're going to see in construction for the paving and underground work. And we're also going to talk about driveway replacement limits, discuss tree protection plans, and then go through that traffic control phasing that you have questions about. There's 4 slides on just that traffic control phasing detour. And then we will discuss resident coordination and then talk about the construction schedule. And then we'll end with questions and answers. So hold on to any questions. My presentation is just 20 minutes long. I have a lot to cover, and then we'll help you answer any questions you have at the end of the presentation. Also, we have construction plans at the back there. There's 2 tables of construction plans. We'll stay here as long as you need. You have specific questions about what's the work in front of your house. We'll be here as long as you need to answer those questions. We also have exhibits on the wall. We have the main 3 trees we're doing is Duke, Wake Forest, and Rice, and they're all on the wall. So we'll also discuss those with you after the presentation. So the East Side Street and Paving project is in 2 packages. As you know, package 1 is University of Beaufort. That is in construction right now, and it's almost completed. It's anticipated to be completed by end of May. So package 2 consists of Duke, Wake Forest, and Rice. The limit of the paving project, paving drainage project is Duke Street, and that's from Buffalo Speedway to Wake Forest, and then we have Rice from Wake Forest to Kirby, and then we have Wake Forest from Duke all the way to Plum Street. And so the proposed storm sewer is to meet the city standard event for the design of the storm sewer. We're also replacing the pavement full width, and matching the same width as it is right now, same footprint. And then there's a couple of streets that has existing cast iron line that Danny was talking about that needs to be replaced, and that's on Wake Forest and Rice. We'll be replacing that as part of this project. Reason is because when we're doing this kind of project, like a street reconstruction project, we want to go ahead and get that water line replaced too at the same time. Also, during this project, we coordinated with the city. We also coordinated with City of Houston. We're also working right there at Rice and Kirby Drive. And then we also coordinated with Metro, but Metro told us that there's no bus routes on these 3 streets. It was on University, but not on these 3 streets, so we've been coordinating with them already. And then we also coordinate with private utility companies too, to make sure that their work, their relocations is done before we get going on construction. We don't want to impact the schedule. So the proposed storm sewer, I'm going to talk about Duke first. The Duke Street is the first street we're going to be starting construction on. As you know, on Buffalo Speedway, on that project, we did a 60-inch storm sewer extension on Duke. And the reason why is because we knew that Duke was coming. And so we wanted to make sure we don't go back into that intersection again. So we had the contractor install a 60-inch pipe past that intersection. And what we're doing on this project is continuation of that 60-inch storm sewer. And it becomes 48-inch as you pass Belmont. On Wake Forest, that storm sewer is a 48-inch storm sewer. It ties into University Boulevard, which is the one in construction right now. That University Boulevard has a 60-inch storm sewer that was installed, and also had 48-inch storm sewer up north and south of University that was installed by the other contractor. And so we'll be doing the continuation of the 48-inch storm sewer north and south. So we're not going back into the University intersection. We plan all that for both projects. And then for Rice Boulevard, it's a paving project, and so the only thing we're doing there is we're going to be rehabbing the existing 36-inch storm sewer that's along that north side of Rice Boulevard, and we are going to place inlets and inlet laterals on that intersection. So the work that you'll be seeing is for construction, we are going to do the underground work first. You all start with the water line, you all start with the storm sewer first. You all get the underground first. And the storm sewer is located underneath one lane for most parts of Duke Street. So what we do is we install a storm sewer first, and we also replace inlets and inlet laterals on the same side. And we're also increasing the capacity of the laterals. So what that is if you have, as you say, for instance, I was telling you, 48-inch trunk line, and you have inlet lateral, that is just tying into the inlet to the trunk line. And so we're upsizing those inlet laterals, because some of them were 15-inch pipe a long time ago, 15 and 18-inch. We're replacing them with 24-inch, so it's double the capacity for what we're doing there. And we're also even adding some additional inlets at the intersection as well. As far as the project, once you do the underground work first, you follow up with the paving on one half of the road, right, the one lane. And then that way, when you should finish that one lane, then you come back up to the other side, and do the traffic switch and do the other side. I'll go into one more detail when I go through the phasing with construction phasing on this. So once you follow the roadway, I'm going to show you the features. Feature 1 is pretty much, once the pavement is moved, you install a storm sewer, you then lime stabilize the subgrade. And then after you do that, then you start setting up the forms and the reboard. And once you do that, then you pour the concrete and let it cure for a week. So that's the process that you see when you go out there for the paving process. And then before we get started, so the first street we're starting is Duke Street, we will, the contract will send out door hangers to everyone affected on Duke Street, because that's the first street we will be starting. And once we go to door hanger notifications.
Resident notification.
Resident notifications. Those are just door hangers you put on the door that we will have that on Duke Street very soon, because Duke Street is about to get started. And then anytime there's any other resident notification, we'll do the same thing with door hangers. And Jesus is going to be on site all times pretty much, and so he's going to be coordinating with you. You can see his face all the time. And he also has some business cards in the back too. So you can see Jesus a lot, you can see Eddie back there a lot too on the project site. So, and then during the project, we also keep the one-way traffic at all times. That way we make sure that we have access to the residents, have access to emergency vehicles. So that'll be on every single street we do. So I was gonna just talk a little bit about the water line. As I was mentioning, the existing water line is on a couple of streets, which is Wake Forest and Norfolk University, and on Rice is cast iron. And we want to go ahead and get that water line replaced when we're doing this street reconstruction project, so that we don't have to have any issues or water breaks after we, build the roads. We want to go ahead and get that done as part of this project. And so we are doing water line replacement on those 2 streets. For the residents who live on those 2 streets, we're going to be having a water line installed by trenchless installation. So that means when it's trenchless, you don't really see it separate work. It makes it easier because it will be less disturbance to your yards. And so we're just reason why we're going for trenchless installation for the water line. And there will be door hangers for everyone. If you're, what we're doing, we typically install the water line first parallel to the existing water line. And when we're ready to make that connection to the new water line, that's when your water will shut off, and it's only going to be shut off for a day. There's a few hours during the day. And so we'll have door hangers, resident door notifications to y'all, to make sure that y'all aware that we will have water shut off. And that'll be advance notice, y'all. So it's not going to be like the day of, I'm going to tell you. It's going to be advance notice. You have at least 48 hours notice for that. And the main thing, we're just trying to limit the disruptions to your daily activities, But any construction project is, a lot of activities going on, and we want to make sure that we don't fight. And so we'll have alerts, as you have alerts, we'll have a lot of resident communication right now. On driveway replacement. So driveways will be replaced with the city standard, which is concrete driveways. And so it'll be replaced just to face the sidewalk. So we call it kind of like a driveway apron, so pretty much from the road to the face of the sidewalk, or the front of the sidewalk, will be the driveway replacement limits. And for the most part, the sidewalk will not be replaced. The existing sidewalk will remain, but there may be some times where the sidewalks will be replaced, and it was shown on the plans. Like if you had cracks or a tripping hazard doesn't meet ADA, those sidewalks and those sections will be replaced. And all the intersections, all the curb ramps will be replaced as part of the paving project. But pretty much your driveways will be replaced just to the face of the sidewalk for the most part. And then the driveways will be replaced with a maximum 12% slope. So we're just trying to make a smooth transition from the road on your driveway. Tree protection. So we actually had two urban foresters on this project. We had Yellowstone, who did the tree protection plans for us, and then we have the city's urban forester with Craig Kell, which you probably know, also did the C of the tree protection plans on here. We know how important trees were to everyone, so and to the community. So we had tree protection plans done on every single 3 of these streets. And what that tree protection plan does is that it identify the type of species of the tree, the size of the tree, and the condition of the tree. And we go by poor, fair, or good condition. The tree protection includes fencing, includes clearance pruning, includes root pruning, and also zero curb cutback. And one of the things that we've done on this project is we did the zero curb cutback, which is pretty much rather than, it helps 2 ways with the zero curb cutback, is that you're gonna just line to the back of the curb. So rather than typically on residential projects, you line to 2 foot beyond the curb, like on the back side of the curb on both sides. On this project, we did a zero curb cutback, and we're only gonna replace it to the back of the curb and add additional steel to offset the line. And what this does is it helps because lime hurts trees. So that's the reason why we have lots of trees on this project. And also because that just minimize the disturbance of on your yard. There's less surface restoration, less landscape or irrigation issues, and that's the reason why we decided to do that too on this project. And the main goal is just to protect every tree on this project. All right, so on the next 4 slides, it'll be all about traffic control, phasing, and detours. And for every single next 4 slides, you need to focus on the pink shade, which is phase 1. Okay, because phase 1 is pink, and the red arrow represents the traffic flow for phase 1. So, for instance, I'm going to start with Duke Street first. So Duke Street, we are closing Duke Street one way. And we're gonna close it from Buffalo Speedway all the way to Wake Forest. And the reason is because we want to make sure that we have the one lane of traffic going one direction. You know, and then there's a traffic flow, so the detour route is Buffalo Speedway, is Pittsburgh, and Wake Forest. So the first phase we'll be doing is the eastbound lane from
I
Buffalo
think you
Speedway.
said questions later, but while you're going through this, can you give approximate dates?
On for Duke Street, we are gonna start, those receive May 13th.
You're gonna be what?
May 13th. It's on Duke Street, we're gonna start working on Duke Street first on May 13th.
With end dates.
And it'll be approximately, we think, probably like you said, 5 to 8 months, depending on how the progress goes and the weather. But they think they could get it done pretty quickly. But we want to be conservative, so we're thinking a little longer. And this project overall is a 24 months long project. And the contractor could be working on multiple streets, but at this time, we're just focusing on Duke Street because it's more like, with the site conditions, like Annie was saying, we have a gravity line, a gravity sanitary sewer line underneath one lane, a sanitary sewer force main underneath the other lane, and then there's an existing storm sewer in the middle of the road. That's what it is right now. And the only spot that we could put the proposed storm sewer is in the middle of the road where the existing storm sewer is. So this will be a little longer because you gotta remove the storm sewer, put a larger storm sewer in the middle of the road, and then contractors put temporary pressure rock to provide that access to you at nighttime. So every day, while the contractor's doing work, he's gonna have flag and he's gonna work with you, but at nighttime, it's when you're gonna have the one lane available westbound. So eastbound is closed and westbound is where you're gonna have that one lane of traffic going. And the reason why we have them closed all the way, because they're not working the whole 4 blocks, is because we want to just have the traffic flow just be continuous, otherwise it become more confusing. So what the contractor's gonna do is he's gonna remove the first block first. He's not gonna remove all the way from Buffalo Speedway to Wake Forest. He's gonna remove it just about 2 blocks at a time, really. He's gonna start with the storm sewer, and once the storm sewer is passed, like the first block, he's gonna follow with paving. That way it'll be more efficient that way. And so this will be like 2 blocks at a time that you'll be moving as he's going. They do have their own cement plant, and they have crushed rock and everything, and so they will be quicker on this project because they have that resource on here. So pretty much on Duke is a little different because the Duke Street is 25 foot wide, and we're putting back 25, and so that's the reason why we have to put a temporary crushed rock, provide access at nighttime. It's gonna be more of a complicated street. The next street we're gonna talk about is on Rice. Rice is on phase 1, is an existing storm sewer. The only thing we're really doing on Rice is replace the inlets and inlet arrows at that intersection. And so on phase 1, we will be closing the westbound lane from Wake Forest to Kirby. And the traffic's gonna go eastbound, and the route will be Kirby, University, and Wake Forest.
Simultaneous or subsequent to Duke?
Well, we're gonna do the we'll do the westbound lane first, close it completely, and have eastbound traffic, and then. Duke. Yes, Duke will be mostly completed because they're gonna probably want the storm sewer crew to move to a new street, but involved with paving. So typically, the storm crew, we don't want them to demobilize. We want them to stay on our site and continue working and going to the next street. So when their storm sewer is finished on Duke, they'll probably want to move to the next street over, which would be Rice or Wake Forest, and we're working with the contractor on the schedule
Working
for
at
that.
the same time on Rice and Duke.
Potentially, yes. But it would be further along, like when their storm sewer crew is done on Duke, that's when they need to move on to another street to be able to keep their underground crew continuing with the work. So, and y'all get notified when we do start the next street. We were working with the contract right now. We just had a pre-construction meeting last week, and we were working on the schedule for that. So on Rice, we are going to work, the route is on University, Kirby, and Wake Forest. And this is the location where we're replacing the wire line I was telling you about, the AC, the cast iron wire line will be replaced. There's going to be also some temporary signals right there on Rice and Kirby, just like we did when we did University, Kirby. We have worked with CUC on the temporary signals already, the design for that. And then we're going to limit the contractor again to the 2 blocks, 800 feet. We don't want him to just remove the whole street. We're just going to do 2 blocks at a time. Then on Wake Forest, this is north of University Boulevard. The limits is gonna be closing, the southbound lane from, Plum to University Boulevard while having traffic go on the northbound lane. And the traffic detour route for this location is Bisnet, Buffalo Speedway, and University. We really don't want traffic to go in the residential neighborhood. And so that's the main overall route that we will be detouring, have detour signs for traffic for. And also this location, same thing. This is, there's cast iron water line up here. And so we'll be replacing with new water line, new water services, and new fire hydrants. And then, and again, we'll be limiting the contractor to the 800 feet, the 2 blocks at a time. And then Wake Forest south of University, we will be working on phase 1 will be to construct the northbound lane from Duke to University and have traffic go southbound. And traffic route for this is Pittsburgh, Buffalo Speedway, and University Boulevard. Again, there's no disruption to traffic on University because University will be done and that intersection will be completed. So we're just doing a continuation of the storm sewer on Wake Forest. A resident coordination. So like Dan was saying, we're gonna have temporary driveway access on every driveway on this project. And there will be times when you won't have that driveway access when we're actually gonna do the pour, we're gonna remove it and pour it. And so it typically takes time to cure. So I really would say, just be conservative, probably around 1 to 2 weeks that you're out. I mean, probably like a few days to 2 weeks that you might be out for a driveway. But we will have driveway access, and this contractor is going to go faster because he is going to be doing the road and the driveway at the same time. So it might be way faster than that. Also, the paving at the intersections will be done in quarters, so we'll have access to the traffic and emergency vehicles at the intersections. If the city do decide to close the intersections, we will let you know. But we have to also let the emergency personnel know as well. And then we're also going to maintain that 1 lane, 10-foot wide traffic lane at all times for y'all. So we make sure that you have the access to your houses and for emergency vehicles as well. For Mel,
Are you gonna do anything about the street parking on the other residential streets? Because since University and Wake Forest have been blocked off, going down Duke has been an absolute nightmare. I mean, certainly nothing can get through. I don't believe a fire truck can get through with anybody parked up Duke, but,
yeah, so when we're doing each of these streets, and that's a good point, we're doing each of these streets, we can have animal parking.
but I'm not talking about the streets you're working on. I'm talking about 2 or 3 streets north or south of those, because you have to have a way to get to your house and cross streets. Yeah.
I have
the same.
And I think that will help with the temporary driveways because you still have access to your driveways. It probably only at times, like I was saying, like the 1 week when you're out because of you're pouring the driveway, but
These are not the residential. These are people doing construction that have 10 trucks up one side of the block. All of Westview is a terrible mess as far as street parking is concerned. I would like to see y'all address that and not allow parking on both sides of the street ever again on a street that's not 60 feet wide.
The contractor will have their equipment out there while they're working, but their employees won't be parking up and down the street during the construction.
All this, I'm not talking about the construction, I'm talking about people building houses, working, and remodeling houses and all of that.
That's a different topic at this, but we do put no parking on the other side of the road. Police department puts that out, when they are constructing a house, they have no parking on the other side of the road temporary, during the construction.
and then trash and recycling and yard waste will be collected for a normal schedule. And the city is very good at working with the contractor on that. And then for surface restoration, We'll be putting back, we have St. Augustine out there, we'll be putting back Palmetto in St. Augustine. And what Palmetto St. Augustine is similar to St. Augustine, but it's just more for the shade. Since we have so many trees, it helps with the shade, it grows better in the shade. And that's what we did on University, it worked out really well. And then if you have jasmine ivy out there too, the contract we're putting back for jasmine ivy for a summer semester.
Yes, whatever's existing, whether it's Bermuda, zoysia, anything that, it'll be replaced in kind, whatever landscaping you have out front.
Thanks, Danny. And then if you have any special needs or electric vehicles, please let the city know, that we'll be able to work and accommodate you for that. So the schedule is to start, we're going to start May 13th on Duke Street, snow is proceed. On May 13th, that doesn't mean that he's going to start breaking ground, he's going to have to set the traffic control and all that, but May 13th, his notice for season, he can get started on Duke Street first. This project is 2 years long, and I know it's going to be an inconvenience, but it will look good at the end. So, and then, so the completion, anticipated completion is the summer of 2026. And here's the QR code if you have, want to know more information. We also have the city website alerts as well. And then Eddie Barreto, he's the CIP project manager. He'll be out there on site really often. He'll be working a lot with his suits as well on the project. So you can see their two faces pretty often on here. And with that, we'll open up to any questions.
I wanted to thank you guys for coming tonight and paying attention. My name is John Montgomery. I'm the Mayor Pro Tem. Shannon Carroll is here as well from the City Council. And I want to thank you for putting up with the inconvenience that this project will bring, but it will bring enhanced drainage and hopefully better property protection to the city, and that's why we're doing it. And we don't do that lightly. Susan, I didn't see you back there if you wanted to come up. Susan Sample's here as well. She's our mayor. These projects matter a lot to us, but what I wanted to say is that you're in really good hands and that Danny and his team are the most experienced and one of the finest public works teams in the state. If you have problems along the way, please reach out to Danny or his team or the city manager, Dave Beach, or to members of the city council. All of our emails are on the website. Everything from concerns about your property and irrigation to traffic management that you'd like the police to address. One of the privileges of living in this city is the immediacy of your government to you in situations like this you might not experience in a larger part of the area. So please reach out to us along the way. I don't think I have anything else to add. Susan, do you want to say anything, or are you okay?
Yes,
So the buses are going to be off the price after this May?
pardon me?
The buses are going to be off?
Yes,
the price?
once we're done with the university, they go back to university. Yes. I think his hand was up first.
Sorry, I got a lot of questions, so.
Okay, yes, ma'am.
One comment, I nearly had my car side swiped going left to right on University when the traffic was going right to left. I was up bright and early going to work, there was no construction person there to guide the heavy equipment, and my attention was looking that direction to make sure I didn't get mowed over from that side. So rather frightening experience, and yes, I fully admit I should have looked both sides, with the expectation of traffic to come from this way and not heavy equipment coming this way. There really should have been construction personnel blocking off traffic and guiding that backhoe or whatever the hell it was.
You're absolutely right. I don't think we have a problem with that. That's their own equipment. They don't rent it. They don't have subs, so I'm sure they don't want their equipment damaged or damage your vehicle. So they won't let their people just take off in the wrong direction without having a flagman or somebody ahead of them. Vehicle with lights.
Next question on this, right? The intersections on Duke, will they be open or also blocked off?
Well, we're working through the intersections that we blocked. That's why we have the rerouting on either University or Pittsburgh. So you might have to come in from either direction to get to your block, whether you're north or south of Duke.
Okay. I live on Marlboro Lane, which is just a little south.
Mm-hmm.
We typically see quite a bit of flooding, when it rains, right, it'll come up on the sidewalk, but it stops at that point and then drains within half an hour. This doesn't quite extend to my block, but will take care of that drainage issue.
You're at the top end there where it can go both ways to either University or to Duke. So we've upsized 36 on one side, 40 on the other, because that is a troublesome spot right there. So we've upsized the inlet mouth, the leads from the inlets to the main and the main. So that's what this project is designed to do, to get the water out quicker, put bigger pipe down to get it to University or to Buffalo quicker. So yes, we know Barber Lane is the intersection is a bad spot. We have designed it for that.
Okay. And I think my last question is just about timing, right? You were able to torn up a ton of Wake Forest at University.
Yes.
And so is that going to be all concreted over, and then you're going to do Duke, and then you're going to do Wake Forest again? Or?
They've stubbed out that pipe part far enough for this job to pick up and carry south. There'll be concrete that they're, hopefully, if the rain holds up, they'll have the concrete finished this week at Wake Forest. There'll be a transition, an asphalt transition for the elevation that they'll go into the asphalt, tie onto that pipe, carry it on, and then put concrete back.
So are they going to progress and Duke up Wake Forest, or are they going to do Duke, Rice, Wake Forest North, Wake Forest South?
We haven't really got their schedule yet on how they plan on proceeding with the water lines and all this and that. But for sure, they're starting at Duke and Buffalo, coming up to Wake Forest, make the turn, get all that tie-in done. And then they'll probably, I probably want to start at University or between Fenwick University and finish up that 48, get Wake Forest south of University done, Wake Forest to Duke, and then move to the other side. So, but we haven't discussed that yet.
And then you'll have the traffic because it was routed from Pittsburgh to Wake Forest.
Well, once that's done, then everything will be open south of University. Yeah. Yes, sir.
When is your expectation that you finish Duke?
Like I say, 4 or 5 months. 5-6 months. It's very delicate job.
I understand that you can't do exact time, but that's my reason. Second question, so as I understand it, you're going to tear up half the Duke, you're going to do that 2 blocks at a time, put it back in, and then do the next 2 blocks, and you come out of the entire other side at the same time?
Correct. We're going to get all the pipe in and the south side of Duke done first. And then we'll come back and do the north side, which is just remove concrete, rebase, and pour concrete. There's no underground on that side. Some inlets. Yeah, but
Here's what I'm trying to understand.
yes, sir.
So the first block from Buffalo Speedway, you're going to tear up the south side.
Yes.
Then you're going to tear up the next south half.
Yes, sir.
Are you going to put those 2 blocks back in on the south half before you tear up?
We have, well, sidewalk, yeah, we're not going to be, we have 1,800 feet, 1,300 feet. We have a lot of sidewalk in the contract, so if there are trip hazards or there's some bad sections, they're going to replace as they go. Yeah, no, they're not tearing up any sidewalk. They're going to the face of the sidewalk. Yeah, no, sir. No, sir. We're working, if this is the curb here, we're working from there in, and we'll be taking your apron to the front of the sidewalk. So that sidewalk will be open at all times unless the city marks some spots that are bad. They'll take that out and replace it as they go. No, the curb's going. They're going just from the curb. Back of the curb, yes. Not disturbing any roots.
I think you will go down the sidewalk, but
I mean, you may get some dirty looks from the guy running the equipment going, you know. But they'll have people out there making sure you don't walk into equipment.
On notice this is summertime, again, along Duke Street, you notice they're going to get you notice at all about the change of the gas lines. We were in Florida, I get a message Bill's wife.
You'll get plenty of notice for anything we do.
So,
Yes.
a thing on the door, if you're away for an extended period, is there a better way of finding out what's going on? Is there?
If you want to let us know that, if you want to get Eddie's email, his card's there, and let him know you're gonna be out of town or something. Because we'll go knock on the door a couple times, and if we don't get a hold of anybody, we want to notify them, we're gonna leave a door hanger. We're gonna leave a letter in the door or something, because we want you to know about it. If you're not home, you know,
Yeah.
get on the alerts and,
The gas thing is that there is no notice to anybody that I know of.
And I'll be out there too,
Yeah.
so you can text me, give me a call.
yeah.
Reply, you know.
The gas company, yeah, they're,
And then, so that also brings up collateral damage.
such as.
Potential,
Mhm.
which who knows if you can plan it or not. But at any rate, you know, we had major leaks and that kind of stuff. Is there, what was your experience on university with that kind of thing? Is there a
Like-
latest project?
Such as, what do you mean by collateral
Well,
damage?
you know, we had major water leaks from the time the gas company was there. Different,
Okay.
part of the setup is this one. I'm just a little, you know, old plumbing, a little nervous.
Yeah, that, well, your meter's pretty far away from the curb, so it shouldn't mess with anything. What street are you on?
I'm wait for some.
Okay, Wake Forest and Duke. Yeah, we shouldn't be messing with your water line at all, really.
Neither was the gas company.
The only thing that if you have irrigation and it's out by the curb, then we might get it. So, and Eddie will get with you tomorrow, if you'll give him your address, and, yes, and we'll get with the gas company on that.
Well, that's, I think we've already, I guess, worked through
Okay.
or whatever.
If we do damage, we're gonna repair it.
It's the concern for the 2 year, you know, like the 6 months or whatever. that-
Now, if we do damage or repair, if we rip a water line out on your side, you know, or chances are we may hit a lead under the road on a long tap, but that doesn't go through your meter, that's, you know,
Yeah,
that's our service line.
The other thing is it's hurricane season.
Mhm.
Will be coming up in August or whatever. What-
If there's one hidden this way,
So,
yeah.
You know, thinking of past Houston horror stories of things flooding because there was road construction going on and stuff, we don't understand.
Well, we're starting downstream, and we know if there's a hurricane coming this way, well ahead of time, we're gonna start battening things down, closing things up, securing everything so nothing blows, and make sure that nothing flows, everything flows. So, like I say, we're starting downstream, and we're removing the old pipe and putting in the new pipe, so it'll still be in a direct line, and it's a smaller pipe coming in. We won't be flooding anybody, or this won't be the cause, and we'll have everything secured so nothing blows with the wind and damages any homes. Yes, sir.
And so,
No, this is Jesus. Eddie, stand up, there we go. And he's got cards back there too. He's the city project manager, this is the contractor, TB Construction's project manager.
just another from my experience with the other thing, it would be helpful if the public works front desk people were aware, because I really had trouble trying to manage things from outside, finding out what was finding out what was going on. I mean, you know, just being told there's 2 holes and the city person saying, it's not us, and I was the right hand telling me the left hand, I was doing calls on 1888, whatever.
We'll make sure
It
that
was,
they direct the phone calls to the right people.
so, just a tip from previous experience.
Thank you, ma'am. Any other questions?
We can look on the trees thing here to find out what trees the forester actually
I'll go through that.
Oh,
Okay. Yes.
I was also a little confused about the staging. Being at the winter Wake Forest and Duke, there's gonna be a lot happening. Will there be construction trucks along Wake Forest beyond what?
Well, they'll be delivering and stuff, but, no, they'll be going to University. I mean, unless they're working on that stretch there, then they'll be going straight down Duke to Buffalo. But no, we're not gonna be going south into the neighborhoods and, you know, going down Pittsburgh and anything else. We'll be just,
But the trucks, there won't be any trucks overnight, like the water truck that's over on University that's there overnight and stuff, which is.
they don't plan, he doesn't plan
It's
it.
wonderful, the water side, I heard nice comments about that.
Yeah, SCR in Buffalo, yeah, they did a very nice job of keeping that their water truck. But on University, they watered on University too? Oh, I didn't notice it, I wasn't out there when they were doing that. No, they're not gonna stage anything where they, other than their equipment to protect the hole where they're digging, they're not planning on staging out there.
Okay, so there might be some equipment that's overnight around.
Yeah, like,
it's
gonna be
Thing.
Most of it's gonna be like small excavators with, skid steers and stuff like that. But we're gonna put more fencing around it, putting on it or kitchen around it, so every day is gonna be safe.
You're gonna use the house in some point.
I know you said the timeline for how long it will take to finish Duke. Do you have an idea of how long it will take to finish the other sections?
Well, this is a 2-year project,
Yeah.
so we're not planning on finishing till summer 2026.
No, I get that, but if you're saying like 6 months to do the Duke section, I know that's good, but how long to do the south part of Wake Forest, what you're doing that section? Do we have any?
On the south part,
Like,
between University and that's a few weeks.
that's what,
Because there's more room on Wake Forest to work than there is on Duke, so that'll go a lot quicker. And we've just got some 48-inch delay south from University, some 36-inch north from Duke. It's only between Duke and, you know, south of University, that'll go relatively quick.
It's just a work one.
Okay. Saying about 2 months to get Wake Forest done south of University.
Is it fair to say that any of these streets, the entire space between the curb and the property line should be completely used, pipe storage, piles of dirt, gravel, streets and plants? It's just
Not long-term storage, or maybe some oil that rolls over, but no, there won't be any long-term storage between the curb and the sidewalk.
doesn't matter if it's overnight or 6 months, whatever landscape there is.
Yes, whatever gets damaged will get put back with like kind, whether it's ivy or,
Replace mature landscaping.
Oh, we're hoping to, like, new break the special school, you have to fund it, right?
What are you saying? It will be the same?
He won't be the same, we'll just,
I mean, people just think,
yeah. Also,
if you got no other place to put your equipment, you're fine.
we'll keep it on the street. See, we're gonna have the south lane of Duke closed all the way. There'll be one-way traffic on the north side heading west. So there'll be some storage on the south side of Duke available for the next day's pipe and everything, so that, like I say, we can't deliver one piece of pipe at a time every time they go to set one in. So that'll be stored behind them, and then they'll bring in some more that day for the next day. So that'll be stored on the south side of Duke while they're doing that. And then when they're doing the north side of Duke, there is no utilities in there. There's some inlets, but that's it. Oh, yes, sir. Yes, sir.
But that's the reason that zero curb cut that is trying to limit the construction, not go behind the curb as much as possible. they're trying to keep it in the street, like Eddie said, they're gonna block off and have different blocks that they can store stuff, with that streets closed up.
Yes.
Notice about, which I haven't done yet, about the special needs. Can you speak to that a little bit, about resident special needs, like we have?
Well, we want to know what special needs and what accommodations we need to make, so that's on an individual basis. If you have a special need, write it up, let us know. We will get with you, whether it's, whether it's health issues, whether it's a EV, that's an individual basis that we will discuss with each resident individually.
Also, for the people that are staying in here still, if you guys see me out there, go ahead and let me know what the issue is. I can get it fixed in 5-10 minutes. If you guys call the city or call somebody else, it might take a little bit longer. So if you guys see me out there, go ahead and go and talk to me to fix the issue in sight. So I have my cards back there. You guys can call me, text me. If you guys see me in person, go and let me know the problem. And a lot of times, it might be a small problem, but they contact this person, they contact their sister, their brother, their cousin, then it gets back to me 2 hours later.
Yeah.
So you guys see me out there, go ahead and talk to me, and I would love to fix the issue.
Thank you for saying that, because that was one thing that was confusing to do during the casting, which you felt like you're taking people away from their job.
No, that's their job. That's his job and Eddie's job and my job. He's got guys that do the digging, he does the coordinating. Alrighty, well, thank you very much. Sign up for the alerts back there. Like I say, Eddie and Jesus' cards are back there.